Hi, I'm Ezra Hewing, Head of Education at Suffolk Mind, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you in response to the question, how can we heal? At Suffolk Mind, we work from an idea that helps us to think more clearly about mental health, both in terms of recovery and also enabling ourselves and other people to stay at the well-being end of the continuum and have the capacity to care for others. Now, the starting point for our approach is the insight that all of us have key physical and emotional needs that have to be met to secure our well-being and to help us to recover from stress, anxiety, depression, and adversity. And those needs include physical needs for food and drink and the right nutrients, the need to be physically active, and the need for sleep too. Our emotional needs include the needs to feel safe, the need to feel that we have choice over the direction of our lives, the need to feel valued by others and that we have status that's recognized for our contribution, the need to share attention, the need to feel connected to the wider community, but also the need to have privacy and downtime where we can reflect and review and decide upon what's important for ourselves. The need for an emotional connection, at least one relationship where we feel respected and accepted, warts and all, for who we are by at least one other person, or it could be a pet too. The need to feel that we're achieving things and we're being stretched and learning, and the need to feel that our lives have meaning and purpose to them. Now, when we understand that, the next question is, what are the barriers to meeting those needs? And there are three barriers. One barrier is the environment. We need to have environments where we live, work, study, and play, which allow us to meet those needs, to feel safe, to feel that our work has meaning and purpose, to feel that we have choices over the decisions which affect us. The next two barriers are not to do with the environment. They're to do with our internal resources. So they're to do with whether or not we have the knowledge and the coping skills to meet those needs. And if we're misusing those resources in some way, so if we're misusing our imagination, which is a very powerful resource that's evolved to enable us to step outside of the present moment and imagine creative solutions to problems. But if we're misusing that for worrying or catastrophizing, then that's a misuse of a resource, and that will drive up our stress levels. But if our resources are harmed in some way, perhaps through trauma or addiction, then that becomes a barrier to meeting the need to feel safe or to being able to give attention to learning or to relationships, for example. So when we understand that we all have needs that have to be met and that there are three barriers that may be preventing those needs from being met, then we can then see that we need to create environments that allow everyone to meet their needs if they're going to heal. And we also need to ensure that those people who still have lingering symptoms of trauma following COVID and lockdown, whether that's resulted from bereavement or stress or anxiety or worry about becoming infected or infecting others, then it might be that people need some kind of an intervention that addresses that. And at Suffolk Mind, we would recommend techniques like rewind and other techniques which are closely related, like EMDR, for example. So there you have it in a nutshell. That's the view from myself and also from my colleagues at Suffolk Mind. We need to work together to create environments that meet people's needs, teach them the coping skills where those coping skills are missing, and make sure that people have access to interventions which can address any traumas that have resulted from COVID-19 and the lockdown. Thank you for listening.